We're going to come up with enough money to pay for 12 people to go on pilgrimage. We're going to need to quad dog it in those rooms. 4 to a room.
It's a room dog.
Do you room dog it on vacation when you're vacation with dudes?
I don't know what that means. I'm sorry. Can't answer that question.
Okay, I do room dog it. And I have been for a long time, but when I first started working with Nick, I told him we'd room dog it to save some money. And he's come around.
Oh, we room dog it often.
And then in Salt Lake City at Seek, me, Nick, Paul, and the Catholic gentleman, we quad dogged it.
All 4 of us shared a hotel room.
I figured that much, but I was
it's a double room dog.
But you, we're going to be in Rome. Me and John, you offered a Vespa, and I told him we're going to Vespa dog it. I'm going to sit in the handlebars facing backwards.
You're going to be like Dumb and Dumber.
so I can cover our 6. I've never been to Rome. Watch your 6. Howdy, everybody. Welcome to the BeatiDudes. We are a movement and a momentum for Christian men that are on their journey, seeking that eternity with our risen Lord. And we're doing it every day right here at this tiny table. And by golly, it's much better with authentic fraternity like the kind that I get to enjoy with these amazing men, these co-hosts of mine, and these guests that keep coming through here. They're amazing, by the way. I don't know how we keep landing that. I kept thinking eventually it's just going to go dark over there in seat number 3, but we get good people. Speaking of good people, I'm Jeff Schiefelbein. I'm good. I'm joined by Nick Bezner. Hi.
I don't even know how you did your voice that loud to me. I can't even try.
I can't, when we're not on air, I can't do it.
No, it's just
it's an amazing
The lights
gift.
are on.
It's the adrenaline.
Yeah, exactly.
Listen, podcasting gives me adrenaline.
Perform.
And
Jeff,
adrenaline.
you're on stage right now.
Yeah.
Oh,
and
wow.
you know it.
Yeah. This is a big deal for me.
There it is.
Well, and somebody who's never been on stage so far in the last 3 hours, Paul Kolker.
I'm great.
You're one-upping me?
Yeah, I just wanted to build on the
You were
pattern.
good.
Oh.
And he's great.
I'm Cookie for Jeff Schiefelbein. I don't know if we're going to do
Cookie Crisp. The 90s commercial?
Well, you did Tony the Tiger.
I know,
He's
but great built on good.
Yeah.
I'm Cookie for me. Okay, that's enough. Listen, speaking of people that are, I've just called it enough.
Yeah, it works.
People that are amazing. We're welcoming another amazing guest to this show. And
Yes, we are.
What a week to be here, because we're going to be talking about all things faith, pilgrimage, Rome, where this guy lives sometimes. But yesterday in the Catholic Church, we announced a new pope. Yeah. We did it.
Today, as of now, as we reveal this
Yes.
episode.
Yeah.
But at time of recording.
But I think people are starting to figure out that this show isn't live.
Touche.
Correct.
229 episodes later, those guys taped this. Welcome to the show, Joseph Rodriguez.
Thank you very much.
Joseph
I took
Rodriguez.
a shower for this, so
You did?
I'm stoked.
Yes.
Did they call you J-Rod?
Oh, that's a sensitive subject. That's
Oh.
one of my...
Whoa, you just hit a trigger.
Went deep. I didn't. Wow.
This is
go.
not-
Actually,
Good.
my
Tell me
entire
more.
high school career was J-Rod.
All right.
So yeah,
Career.
career, however you want to say those 4 years that happened.
Sure.
Wait,
Yeah.
but is that
was fine.
it brings back bad things?
No, not really. It
You,
just
you weren't bullied?
Well, at the time, probably A-Rod was.
that's what it was. A-Rod was rocking with the Rangers,
Yeah,
and it
yeah.
was like freshman football coach was like J-Rod, and that
They'd
was my
say
name
it, and then
for
what would you do? A pose?
like a Heisman.
Yeah.
Bicep
J-Rod.
kiss. Bicep kiss.
Yeah.
Kiss the bicep.
I got this. Call your shots.
Wait, why did you say it's a sensitive subject, though?
I think it was the only nickname I didn't like that I was given, and it was kind of like I didn't really mind it, but it was like, they're like, so who's Joseph? I was like, J-Rod. Okay, so
Oh, J-Rod.
So you just got saddled with it.
I got saddled, and it was okay. It was kind of cool, but
What are 5 other nicknames that you were given?
That you did
wow.
like.
Okay, when I was teaching theology at Cristo Rey, I was Mr. Theology.
Okay, like that.
Bad. Okay.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Then Mr. Clean.
Why would that be? So we have some people that people consume this show audibly. Why would people call you Mr. Clean? Is it the smell? Is it
I wish it was sometimes.
oh no, it's that bulb that's shining back at me from the top of your head.
That's right.
Right where his head starts is this big bright thing.
People's heads don't start. Like, what does that mean?
Just like the tip of a sphere.
Yeah. You know how this works.
Oh, I love it.
It's another one.
No, you can stop.
I
if
think
you
we
want.
just keep digging.
Do you know what I used to call you? 2-for-1 dress shirts.
2-for-1 dress shirts. What's
Joseph A. Banks. I like watching Nick's face. So stupid. Stupid or joyful? Which one?
I mean, there's overlap.
Yeah, small Venn diagram.
Yeah.
Sliver.
I mean, that's a good nickname. What's your middle
not bad.
initial?
D.
Joseph D. Banks.
There we go.
Joseph D. Banks.
Welcome to the BeatiDudes, brother.
Thank you.
This has been a long time coming, right?
I'm stoked. I'm happy.
It's just hard to catch you in Texas, man. You're a big deal. You're a big international deal.
It seems like it, but I'm at home. I'm in Mesquite, man.
Okay.
I'm there.
You're always telling me about all your places you got in the Alps and stuff. I don't know what you're talking about. Is Rome in the Alps?
Not quite.
Okay.
It's close.
It's in the region.
It's closer than I am.
Yeah.
You and I did a radio show together with Paul or before Paul?
It was with Paul.
Yeah.
That had to be year one then. That's like probably 4 years ago.
It was
It was
a while
about 4 years ago.
Yeah.
It was
Gosh.
fun.
That's wild.
Oh my goodness. Anything changed since then?
Yeah.
We got a new pope.
Got a new pope. Yeah, we got a new pope. I don't think Liam was born yet.
How many kids do you have right now?
2 and expecting the 3rd.
All right.
goodness.
Which yesterday
Please
was
tell me
awesome.
you're not having a baby in the next month and we got to go record something saying he had a baby.
No. December.
Okay,
We're good.
That's
We're good.
okay.
Good month.
Well, it was
Better job screening,
yesterday
I
was
guess.
awesome because it was within 10 minutes we had the first sonogram, so it kind of met the baby for the first time and heard the heartbeat for the first time,
Beautiful.
Praise God.
and then the Pope was announced like 10 minutes later. So that
Whoa.
Praise God.
that was kind of a high there.
Did that
yesterday.
change your naming for the new baby?
No, yeah, I don't think Leo. I don't think the wife
No?
would fly with Leo.
What about-
Leah, if it's a girl.
Yeah.
if it's a girl?
Leah.
Leah.
Or
not
the
bad, actually.
14th.
The
Yeah.
14th. That'd be the middle name on it. But in Roman numerals.
Yeah, there you
obviously.
go.
J-Rod the 14th Rodriguez.
Is your middle name Ziv? No, that's XIV. Stands for 14th. My parents are very Catholic.
I do want to shout out the coolest thing. My parents were in St. Peter's Square
Unbelievable.
yesterday.
Whoa.
They were
awesome.
on the last day of a pilgrimage, just happened to be in Rome. It was the one time that they were there that they could see smoke if it was white smoke, and it was.
That's unbelievable.
Unbelievable. They booked this like 6-8 months ago. We were sitting together on Easter Monday, and they announced, the death of Pope Francis. Like, my dad's like, we might
Might.
be there. Like, pretty unlikely. And then amazing.
Wow. Well, we owe your parents for the white smoke thank you, Mr.
They
and Mrs.
influenced the
Bednar.
American vote, I heard.
Yeah.
Really,
that
we're
makes
doing
more
a good
sense
job.
because when I saw your text yesterday, I thought that as soon as the conclave started, they jumped on a plane straight
That's
out
what
of
you would
Lindsay,
think. That's what you
Texas,
would think. Yeah.
to go and be there in
Yeah.
St. Petersburg, St. Peter's Square.
St. Petersburg is directionally
That's
over.
right. They
It's
went-
over there.
They went to see the Pope get elected in St. Petersburg.
However,
Dude, if you were in St. Petersburg Square, it would be one heck of a
you
place
would
to watch the Pope.
you'd be like, dang it, I missed it. I'm in the wrong square.
I'm so close, though, right?
Why is it like shaped like an oval? It's not a square at all.
But you could throw on them crogs and just do a jig every time they
Nice.
talked about the new Pope.
That's a deep cut for our season 1
Oh,
listeners.
Yeah.
everybody knows what a crog must be.
You
Yeah.
guys have a pope over here, right? No, this is Eastern Church. What are you talking about?
Well, then you just consecrate it to Mary. You're done. You've done your job.
See what you did there.
Yeah,
Well played.
thank you.
Well played.
Fatima. Hey,
Anyways, I just wanted to share that story because it's like pretty much the coolest. Like,
that's
Yeah, that's
unbelievable.
wild.
anyways.
Yeah. Joseph,
That's awesome.
can you one up that one?
No, I can't.
No, I thought this would be like a tell that and then we kind of like just go
Work our way
Yeah.
down.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm like, that's a lot of pressure.
Everything's
That's hard
downhill
to-
from here. You know?
Jeff just likes to turn everything into a competition, so
I just didn't want to talk next.
and yet somehow you did.
Didn't want to.
I don't want to. I have to. real. Have you ever read my
This is
LinkedIn?
it. This is it. I don't want to do this. I have
I can't
to.
stop.
I must.
I'm here at the service of the tiny table. And so, Joseph, what brings you to Rome so often?
Well, I don't actually go to Rome very often.
This
but
is such a letdown.
Sorry, I know. For our next episode, I have a young family, so I don't like to leave them behind. But we
Oh.
do have our second office in Rome for
Second
our...
office for what? Yeah, let's go into this.
Yeah, so Vocatio Travel, we're a Catholic travel agency, which means that we do any type of group travel. Could be for high schools, mission trips, pilgrimages, Catholic organizations, kind of any type of thing you can imagine. So we're a team of 2 in Dallas, and we're a team of 5 in Rome.
Cool.
Wow. So that's kind of where our brick and mortar is at. It's, yeah, so...
And you focus primarily on trips to Rome? Or...
No, we go globally. We've actually sent groups in our first 4 years to about 18 different countries.
Wow.
So that's Central America, all over Europe, Middle East.
That's
Oh,
not a
not
joke,
Always
man.
focused on pilgrimage?
Mostly pilgrimages, but we've had quite a few mission trips to Central America,
Okay, sure.
and then some type of team building for organizations. Sometimes if they're Catholic and kind of want that experience.
Oh,
But, yeah.
wow.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
How'd you find your way into this?
Yeah, funny story. So I was teaching theology at Cristo Rey there in Pleasant Grove, and for my senior theology of the body students, one of the students actually would always sleep in my class. Not only my class, by the way, but she kind of popped up. I remember it was December 2019. She's like, "You're always talking about your time in Ireland and going all over the world. Why don't you take us on one of these trips?" I said, "Let's do it." And that was December 2019, and they wanted to go spring break 2020. So I had about 3 months to turn that over. So I said, "Okay, let's do it." Pilgrimage has always been a part of my spiritual DNA and journey. So we just started selling tacos like crazy. And then I ran a snack stand out of my classroom, which was lucrative. And I said, lucrative. I said, why am I teaching? Like I can just teach just like
Snack
for a
stand in every
stipend.
classroom.
Yeah,
It's a work-study program right there.
it was awesome.
Work and study at the same time, not different days.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, we turned it around, and pretty much what I had seen in my experience was I kind of reached out to some agencies, and I was like, okay, these kids were on a low budget here.
Yeah.
It's for about a week, and we need to get flights. We need to have all inclusive, and I found the quotes quite kind of high. So something that already kind of struck with me. I said, maybe there's a hole in this market, kind of especially for the younger crowd. So I just started, and it got. It kind of lit a fire in me.
That's
I was,
awesome.
Yeah, I was like, I can't wait to finish grading, and teaching was awesome, but I already was sensing that wasn't my vocation career-wise.
Sure.
So I was just like, this is awesome. I love this. And so we organized everything. I had a priest with us, had some chaperones. My wife and I were she was my fiance at the time. We were, that was March 2020. We were trying to travel. Our wedding was June 2020. So we were like, but you know what? Let's do it. Let's risk for the Lord for the sake of these young guys here that are trying to just discern their vocation before college, or just have that moment with the Lord, or moment of grace. So we said, let's go. So it got canceled, but I was about 10 minutes away from owing the school $20,000 because they said, use the school credit card for the flights. I said, okay, fine. But Aer Lingus was like, even if the plane is empty, we're not canceling this flight for anything, and you're not getting any refund. And I was like, oh my God. So we were house hunting at the time, and I was like, okay, Lord, it's in your hands. And I got a call. We actually were viewing the house where we live now in Mesquite, and I got a call like, hey, it's 2 hours out from the flight. We're canceling. You get a full refund. I was like, oh, thank God. Yeah. But I say that part of the story because it was important. I was like, I want to do this, but it has to be, I can't go Maverick on this.
Yeah.
So during COVID, did a lot of research, and providentially, a mutual friend introduced me to my now business partner in Rome, Emanuele Safiotti, who's been a blessing. And he had his corporate travel business open for about 6 years by that point. Mm-hmm. And also on fire Catholic, so he had always wanted to kind of do something more aligned with the mission of the church, pilgrimage. And so we teamed up, and it was great because kind of had this like fire, this vision for it, kind of something creative and different. But he had the structure and the experience and kind of marrying those two things. And it's cool because with corporate travel, like, it's super like detail oriented. So it was like everything like really.
Get closer.
There you go.
Yes.
I got it.
Keep going.
Thank you. So it was really kind of providential because it kind of enabled everything to grow pretty quickly and really well
Is that other
structured.
business still open, the corporate travel
Yeah.
one? Okay.
Yeah. We kind of share an office. So yeah, it's been amazing because it kind of took that corporate travel mentality into the pilgrimage space. But the fact that we have the office there, like, we're very competitive price
It's a game changer, yeah.
because we don't have to rely on any local agency. Like it's pretty cool. And then we have full control on the experience as well.
Wow.
So it's
Very cool.
really cool. We can really be creative, put our fingerprint on because we do only tailor-made itineraries. So
I think people need to hear that because the experiences I've seen, we've brought clients to you, and we've been talking to you for a long time now on all this stuff, interviewing you on the radio a long time ago. It seems like when there's something unique or a challenge, or it's we have this idea and we want it to feel this way, you light up. Other people are like, our package is called blah 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 package.
Trip to Rome for 7 days
exactly.
for you and 4
well, you know,
friends.
that works, but I kind of felt like we had a different mission and
Yeah,
it's
it's neat.
somehow a different thing. And I do light up and we get really excited as a team. And it's like, okay, we're debriefing this group. Like, what can we do that nobody else does? Or like, what is a nice surprise? Like, oh, they're getting married in a month. So like, let's get a papal blessing. Let's surprise them with this viewpoint. Let's, so it's fun. It's hard to work because I think people mostly do kind of your prepackaged itineraries. It's easier. It's also good business. It's smart.
Sure.
But we said, hey, it's harder, but let's do it. Like, it's worth it.
Let's do dumb business.
Let's do dumb business in the right way, in a smart way.
That's selling out for Christ, man.
No, that's awesome.
I mean, those are those moments that are the unreasonable hospitality.
Yeah.
Right? You didn't pay for it or expect it or whatever, but you're never going to forget it.
That's right.
Who you come back to the next time, right?
Yeah, and I think it's kind of the impact that we want to have because at the end of the day, like, if that memory, because you guys know, like, travel can change somebody's their educational or career trajectory. And I'm sure they're having a hard time with that word.
It doesn't make any sense.
Trajectory.
You're talking about going Maverick. You're talking about trajectory. You're talking about planes getting canceled. Like, this is all about that we're going vertical.
That's right.
Vocatio.
All over the place.
That's right.
So, yeah, I mean, what we notice is kind of like whenever we can make that more accessible, even for, because we serve all ages, but when we serve the younger crowd and you kind of see the impact that it has, because I studied Spanish at University of Dallas because I went to Spain the summer before college. So I was like, man, this is awesome. So it's like, okay, like, you really, if it's somebody's vocation that they go to a Marian shrine, they have that moment of grace, like, it's just like a game changer for a lot of people. So that's what we really like to.
Well, and traveling like gets you out of your comfort zone by definition, right? So the moment you step out, I mean, it's very J.R.R. Tolkien, right? Like, you don't know where the road's going to take you, essentially, even though you might think you have the plan.
That's right.
But you get out and get moving, and next thing you know, you're encountering this person, or you happen to be in St. Peter's Square when the white smoke. No, oh yeah, sorry, St. Petersburg.
Petersburg. Get you out of your comfort zone.
Oh, I like that.
Thank you.
There you go.
Yeah.
In St. Petersburg, Pope elects you. But so just that whole idea of like getting out of your comfort zone becomes then an opportunity for the Lord to work in our lives.
Yeah, and we always tell people, like, the point of pilgrimage is not like to escape reality, but to learn how to live in your reality in its proper dimension. Since we're pilgrims, like, and I think that's something very like healing in a sense, or it helps, because if you're like, okay, like, if we're oriented towards heaven as our final destination, then everything kind of, when there's a difficulty or there's a challenge, like, everything kind of falls in its proper place. I think that's, and then you're surprised. I mean, I know my parents were awesome and really sent us to a lot of World Youth Days.
That's cool.
And I think, like, it's kind of cheesy what I'm going to say, but who cares? Like, we do tailor-made trips because my experience is that the Father's love is tailor-made. Like, you get really surprised in your life about how God treats you and surprises you when you just trust Him a little bit, So, like,
That's right.
one example is I remember my freshman year in high school. They're like, well, what's your dream one day? And they make you draw. It's the first day of class, whatever. And I drew myself, like, playing the guitar on a big stage and whatever. Fast forward to 2000 and maybe 15, we were it's another funny story, but when I was a seminarian in Ireland, we had this family that they were all musicians. They were all like 14 years old, 16, but like awesome. So we decided, okay, I'm dressed in black. I have a Polish priest, another musician. So we had this little group where we were fundraising for their pilgrimage to go to, I think it was France or Italy, I can't remember, or World Youth Day in Poland. And so we would go to the pubs, play, songs, whatever, John Denver, some of those Irish ones, whatever, raise money for the kids, and it was awesome. But then the priest organized kind of a music tour in Poland.
Yeah.
Super awesome. We're at parishes, we're at different things, we're doing things, it's going very well. And then the last night somehow in Krakow, thank you. We got invited to like their huge festival in their main square. Like it was like 2,000 or 3,000 people. We're rocking. They gave us our own VIP lounge. Like we don't have a cent. Like we're like 2 missionaries, some kids, their parents. Like, it was crazy.
You were an international rock star.
Yeah, sure. I'll take that one.
That's what I saw.
I live in Rome and I'm in international. I'll take it.
Yeah.
It makes me look good, so we'll take it. So yeah, I mean, that was, and so I could say so many examples, but really, I mean, it's funny because I remember telling a priest before I started discernment, he's like, well, what are you afraid of? Because I didn't like the idea that maybe God had a plan that wasn't my plan. And so I was probably 18, 19 years old, and I was like, I want to travel. And he's like, man, you don't know what's waiting, And so it's funny because in the seminary, I was able to go to a lot of places, and now I own a travel agency. It's crazy. It's kind of all been very providential as well.
Very, very cool.
So like, I'm just grateful.
That's great.
It's along for the ride.
Do you have any like story? I don't know, like a great story of like, one of those surprise and delight moments, or story that stands out from a traveler that, hey, there's problems and you fixed it, or I don't know, just like stories from travel. There's always, everybody's got something, just like any story that pops up that's like, oh, that's always an interesting one I like to think about, or glad we were able to help in this way or that way.
Yeah, I mean, from like as an agency, I think we've had quite a few where they just kind of just kind of those moments of providence, of kind of connecting, so I'm trying to think of one that comes to mind. I know that when there was a group that went to the Holy Land, kind of very last minute, we could get them into a private audience with Cardinal Pizzaballa.
Mm-hmm.
That got canceled last minute because he had to go to Gaza, right? But they were able to meet the Archbishop. I mean, there's just been so many things. I think I'm better to talk about maybe personal examples because those are kind of like offhand. But I remember it's kind of another funny story like that. But it was during World Youth Day in Madrid. We had kind of done a long itinerary. We were in Denmark to visit one of the parishioners of St. Augustine is a nun in Denmark in a cloistered convent. And so they were taking us to the convent, and it was like very medieval forest. You're in the middle of Denmark. And I was like, wouldn't it be cool if like they just slaughter a pig, like just kind of old medieval style, like I was, 25 years old, whatever. And we get there, and the nuns had slaughtered a massive and had it on the grill. And that was like 15 minutes I had uttered my stupidity, and it was like
amazing.
And it was interesting because for me, it's like that was a time where I was like kind of in crisis, a little bit, kind of staying open to whatever God had. And he's like, man, like I take care of you. There's been other experiences where it's more desert. I think the Lord speaks to me a lot in failures as well.
Sure.
But then, I always like to, especially for younger people, like highlight those stories also that he surprises you. Life is an adventure, and those are just a couple of things, I think the ones that always help me personally the most are the Marian shrines as well. So I think this last time of going to Guadalupe with the Synod Preparatory Commission was amazing. But just to take your worries and cares to Mary, and she's like there, and you really hear her say those words, like, am I not here, your mother? And that helped me a lot. So yeah, I could go on and on, but those are just a few.
That's great.
I like how in all these travels you drop in when I was in seminary in Ireland. Like, what?
Pretty standard procedure.
Just pretty standard procedure. So
when I was in submarine school in Norway. Did I forget to tell you that?
Oh, was there a backstory I missed out on?
Okay.
Sure. So yeah, I mean, I had been sent. It's like a missionary type seminary, right? So pretty much you go to a retreat in Italy, and they put your name in a hat or in a basket.
Hogwarts.
Pretty much.
Sorting basket.
Sorting basket. And you can end up anywhere in the world. So the first time that I went, I was in Boston.
Better be Ireland.
And then from there, they called me because they were opening a new seminary in Ireland and just needed somebody to kind of, I guess, help.
Fill a seat.
Yeah, I guess somebody with a little bit of experience in the seminary to kind of go.
You've been around.
So yeah, about a week later, I was off to Ireland.
Can I play in a rock band?
Put me on, coach. So yeah, that was it. First day I got there, they stuck me in a car. I had to, drive on the wrong side of the road, and the stick shift is over here. But that was part of the adventure. And
the wrong side of the road doesn't scare me as much as the stick shifts on the wrong side.
Yeah, that was. And I had just started learning like a month prior to that, so it was just perfect timing. Like it was crazy, but.
If I did that, I'd just drive backwards. It'd recalibrate everything.
That would solve the problem.
Yeah, trust me. I'm a professional.
I've got professional what?
Yeah. Do you feel like a pilgrim right this second?
Do I? Yes. You know why? Because I think there's always things in life that are out of your control. This is completely out of control. I don't know where we're going, which is awesome.
Correct.
So I think it's kind of allowing the Holy Spirit to act and kind of surprise you and, challenge, surprise, all that kind of stuff. So
this is a pilgrimage podcast.
Mm-hmm. That's it. Look at that.
When I was 14, they were like, "What do you want to do?" And I drew this picture of me and 3 men sitting together real close.
I feel like this isn't a real story.
No, but I would if I could go back. I would draw you guys.
My hair would just be really tall.
I would draw you.
The start of your head would really.
Of your head.
Hey, Baldy, you want to play a game?
Let's do it.
What? This game is called Blessed Are the Joke Makers, for they shall inherit the points.
Do you get upset about being bald?
No.
You're upsetting me right now.
Jeff, do you get upset about being old, having bags under your eyes? Like, you can't change it. Are you upset about it?
No, I get upset about being bold.
Well played.
Whoa.
This one's going to be 150 points.
Oh, I love this.
Dude, he must really like you. That means a lot of points.
A lot of points.
Give somebody that much power.
Wow.
Yeah. So the way this works, we've got a character card, Catholic card game card. We have to answer the prompt on the yellow Catholic card game card as this character. And you just get to decide which one you enjoyed the most. All up to you. You don't get to dole them out separately. It's
all or none.
All or none. So here we go. The character we have to become is, as a rebellious teenager, what should I give up for Lent? As a rebellious teenager, I definitely am not giving up playing guitar all over the world, because I can shred and everybody knows it, and I'm not sacrificing that this Lent. What I will give up is spending time with my family in the States, because I want to travel.
Oh, top of the nothing to you. I couldn't get two sugars about you burgers here. I'm living the best of both worlds. I'm the Hannah Montana of Ireland. I rock it out all night, and I'm a seminary.
Did you give up doing a good accent for Lent? Is that what happened there? Goodness. Oh, we went on a pilgrimage with you on that one.
What just happened?
I don't think any of us knows.
But I thought he was having a stroke.
Yeah. Are you okay, Jeff?
I'm so strong. I couldn't even remember the name. Ireland.
I don't think you started off that strong, honestly. That was an overstatement.
Dude,
Right?
a rebellious teenager in Ireland would say top of the nothing to you. That's very
That was a good way to
rebellious.
get yourself into the correct accent, but then it just devolved so quickly from there.
Oh, that was something special. I'll give you that. That was top of the nothing to you. Here we go. One more.
As a rebellious teenager, I know what I should give up for. okay, I'm going to give up sleeping in the back of class. I am going to do that. But like, I'm just going to cut class instead and go sell candy and other treats to my friends.
Can you take me on a trip?
All right, what say you?
I think Paul ran away with this one. Yeah, he ran away with this one.
Thank you.
Jeff did something. It wasn't running away.
I kissed the old blasphemy stone. The old blasphemy stone.
Blarney. Oh, did you know?
No,
That was on purpose. Sorry.
That was on purpose.
You never know. He keeps you on your toes.
I really don't know it, Jeff. Sorry. I'm sorry. I pounced too hard.
No, we're good. I think I'm still trying to figure out.
I'd
Like,
give you the points if it was up to me.
I'm
You
trying
made
to-
us laugh the hardest.
I know, but I'm also trying to come back from being such a rebellious Italian. Gosh, he's not Italian. Irish. It makes no sense to me. Hey, for being our celebrity guest judge, Joseph, we're going to dress up your feet in St. Therese of Lisieux socks. They're little flowers for big feet.
Love it.
They're not good for a full pilgrimage, though, because they're only good for a little way.
Yeah. And
Some
I
call
see
it-
what you did there, Paul. That's awesome.
Some people who aren't sure how to pronounce it call her St. Therese of Lisieux.
hey, also, when you put them up in front of your wife on the couch, she can experience the story of a soul.
No, that was, yeah.
All right.
Took me a sec, but I liked it. Yeah, well played.
And you can enjoy this. It's called Commercial Break.
Hi, it's Paul Kolker from the BeatiDudes here, and I just wanted to share with you guys that I also, outside of the show, perform improv comedy on a regular basis with a group called Divine Comedy. So what we do is we come up with everything on the spot, so whether you're looking for faith-filled, fun, family-friendly comedy for your youth night, or whether you're looking for clean comedy for your corporate event, Divine Comedy can perform for your group and even get you in on the action. So if you'd like to hire us to come out and perform for your next event, check out DivineComedyImprov.com. Divine Comedy, an inferno of fun.
Nick, when it comes to investing, I just feel like money and morality don't always line up. What's the answer?
Often that's the case, but our friends at Aquinas Wealth Advisors have a really great solution. It's called the Faith and Finance Score. You go on their website and you put in your info. They tell you where you're invested and where it doesn't actually line up with where you want to be.
So you mean I don't just have to funnel money towards a retirement fund where I don't know what it's investing in?
That's right, you don't. And you don't even have to give up or sacrifice returns. You can get both.
So just get on the computer, bing, and I type in the website.
AquinasWealth.com. It takes longer to type than it does to get your faith and finance score.
Thanks, guys. Great job, Nick.
You betcha.
You know what I think is hard about starting a business? Healthcare, for crying out loud. It's expensive. It's intimidating. At the end of the day, you're probably paying for stuff you don't even agree with. Can I get an amen?
Amen.
I knew you could. So what we did is we started working with Solidarity Health Share. Totally different. These folks are aligned with us morally and ethically. And even the structure from a cost perspective works for us as we're launching businesses, as we're growing our families. And I don't know if you know this, but a couple times my kids went to the hospital in the last 2 years.
They sure have.
Yours? But Solidarity has walked with us through all of it, including some crazy stuff for Benny Pro, my little boy. So all of this to say, I would encourage anybody out there thinking about their own business, their own needs, check out Solidarity Health Share for a better alternative to regular healthcare. So check out learnmore.solidarityhealthshare.org/BeatiDudes.
Stop what you're doing and listen to the BeatiDudes.
Welcome back, everybody. We're here. Oh, top of the afternoon to you, Jeffrey.
Top of the nothing to you.
We're so rebellious.
We're back with Joseph Rodriguez, Vocatio Travel. I tell you what, there in the first segment, we were really diving into all things travel and pilgrimage. And I guess, shifting a little bit, you've gone through a pilgrimage of career and journey. Like, what do you see is next for the company? What do you see is next for your partnership? Just love to see where you want to go with this.
Yeah, great question. I think we're kind of at a point where there's a lot of potential. We're onto something. Obviously, we have a lot to learn and a lot of room for growth, but I think it's moving like sales-wise from kind of our immediate network and kind of second degree to like people that don't know us. They see website. They hear our story. You have 2 seconds, and they're on. You know what I mean? So I think we're getting our branding kind of redone. You know, Sherwood's been awesome with that as well. So I think that's the exciting thing, and just maybe growing the team a little bit more, just kind of reinvesting and stuff. But
hitting that tipping point.
Yeah, I think so. I think we're kind of at the cusp of that tipping point.
That's great.
There, so.
And do you feel like travel's made a strong comeback?
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I started during COVID, so I wouldn't have known how it was before, you know what I mean? So my baseline is kind of how it is now, but I know that, I really, if we go to NCEA, the National Catholic Educational Conference or whatever, like teachers are ready to travel, schools are ready to travel, parishes, dioceses. So I mean, I think people are kind of still felt the kind of lag after COVID. Like I've heard a lot. I had a conversation with a sister that's a campus minister out in Orlando, and she's like, we were doing stuff before COVID, but like we had to stop, and we're kind of just restarting it now. So that's kind of something that after 5 or 4 years,
still some people getting back in the game.
That's right. That's
It's almost like you have a chance to be the thought leader and helping people to understand that they should travel. You know, like that mindset or whatever, the hurdles are done. You know.
Yeah, and it's a cool opportunity because
get over it with Vocatio.
Get over it. We don't want to hear it. Vocatio.
Life's a pilgrimage. Get over it.
That might be more accurate to my temperament. So
choleric, is that
That's why I'm not our main customer service person.
It's gonna be you. It's gonna be people starting to talk to you, and you just put your finger on their lips. Shh.
Yeah.
Stop. Shh.
God will provide.
I know what you need. I know what you need.
Vocatio.
So it's to that point,
That
though.
sounds really amazing. Vocatio.
Thank you. Well, honestly, when I came up with a name or whatever, like I was thinking, we're just going to do a few high schools here in Dallas. Who cares about the name? And so that's literally what it was. I was like, Vocatio. I drew the logo on a whiteboard, and there you go.
But it's Latin for
vocation.
Yeah.
So it was very
like
near and dear.
being called, right?
That's all-inclusive vocation.
All-inclusive vocation.
Margaritas on the rocks. Here we go.
But that's an exciting prospect because even for like, if we're talking about high schools, we're kind of exploring different ideas of like maybe vocatio vending, where since I had that lucrative snack stand, maybe it's like we kind of have an MOU where we lend you a vending machine, and that's kind of like
it helps to
creating
make
a travel fund.
Does it make the tacos?
Oh.
It doesn't make the tacos, but it sells the Oreos.
Okay.
That makes sense.
It doesn't make the tacos. It does sell the Oreos.
That's your Irish
Good
accent.
Good Irish accent.
Welcome to the cliffs of Dover.
Jeff, we need to go to Ireland because everything's off. The cliffs of Dover.
This is my trick. I get you to take me because you
There
feel
you
bad
go.
for me.
Cliffs
I
of
like
Moher.
it. It's working. It's working.
Cliffs of
There.
Moher,
Okay,
right?
Moher,
Yeah.
that's right.
Okay, go on.
More.
More.
I'll have to tell you less because less is more.
Yes, that's right.
Say no more.
He's catching on. He's got it.
Where's the craziest place that you've gone, taken a trip, or not that you've gone or you've taken somebody? Like it's just like no way.
Craziest.
Or like that you never believed that you would go to, maybe.
I don't know. I mean, it's kind of predictable, but honestly, that was my first big pilgrimage was to the Holy Land, and that was back in 2000.
Oh, wow.
And so there was a lot of like war happening, not actively, but like you get
For
to Tel
2,000
Aviv.
years, yeah.
Pretty
Well,
much.
The tension, though.
The tension is there. So you had 14 years old, first time out of the country, Uzis all over the airport, crazy things happening while we were there. But I was kind of like just shell shocked, like just culture shock.
I don't think you can say shell
Well,
shocked.
maybe
There was
not.
not. You weren't that kind of shell shocked.
Well, not that kind
It's
of
an
shell shock.
expression.
That's right.
It's an expression.
I think
Yeah.
just culture, just being
Sure.
out and just seeing like, for example, they had their street food. I thought it was meatballs and it was falafel, so I was bitterly disappointed. As a 14-year-old, I was like, "What is this? Vegetable paste? I need beef."
I want meatballs from a cart. That's what I want.
Not fried chickpea.
I liked when you're there and you see like an 18-year-old dude shirtless with his M16 over his back, and you're like, "What are you playing soccer?"
I don't think he said shirtless, Jeff.
It's Thursday. It's shirtless Thursday.
No, I saw a shirtless dude.
Oh, yeah.
No, yeah, this is it. I'm not projecting.
Was that the inspiration for all of the times you're shirtless?
Yes, I was trying to be
He's
an
like, that
Israeli
dude looks
soldier.
so tough. I want to look tough. Therefore, I'll be shirtless.
Yeah.
I'll leave the gun behind.
Yeah.
They don't like that so much in America.
That's right. No, I did. I mean, when I went there, I wasn't shell shocked. I was surprised
There you go.
by but then you like ease into it, and you're like, oh, I actually don't feel unsafe, even though there's lots
Yeah.
going on. But the tension
That's
has
right.
been there for a long time.
That's
so.
right. And it was just really impactful to, obviously you see the Holy Sepulchre and stuff. That was just, as a 14-year-old, that was super impactful. So, yeah.
That's awesome.
I remember because I got to go on a pilgrimage as well. I mean, to the Holy Land, and just being there and seeing like how close certain places are, like in Capernaum and stuff, where it's like, oh, Jesus, somewhere right around here, Jesus would have called the first apostles, and then Peter's mother-in-law, like where the healing
house.
happened, like the house
the street,
was just walking. I mean, because they didn't have gasoline cars, right? So it's like everything's pretty close.
And you could look up and see where the BeatiDudes were up on that hill.
For sure, yeah.
Mount of
We got
Beatitudes.
announced up there. Yeah.
And there's these three guys. They'll show up in a couple thousand years. It's going to be a blip.
Blessed all the cheesemakers.
I was just about, what's so special about them?
Well, he's referring to all manufacturers of dairy products. Sorry, I've seen too much Monty Python. But thank you for knowing where I was going with that. No, but just it was incredible because you walk, in your mind, you don't necessarily know what it's going to look like. I mean, you can maybe imagine that, okay, there's a body of water, right? Because it's the Sea of Galilee, or there's like hills, but then you get there and it's got its own personality and feel, and then you walk and you see these ruins where it's obviously the foundation for a house, and then you walk over and it's obviously the foundation and most of the walls for the synagogue, and it's just mind-blowing because you start to piece all that together, and then you read a page of scripture and you realize, oh, all of that could have happened in an afternoon.
That's right. Yeah.
I mean, we get it out of context so often, right? We get this one chunk at Mass on Sunday, and if you go to daily Mass, you hear more of the pieces strung together, but we
You're still piecing it together in your brain.
Yeah, versus hearing it all at once and walking the path kind of all at once. It's just mind-blowing.
We were in Capernaum, and when the Mass ended, you're looking down, you're on the glass, looking down into the house, and the priest that was with us at that time turned to the deacon that was from St. Thomas Aquinas, and he just said, pull out your Bible and read John chapter 6 to him. Oh, yeah. And dude, it hit me hard. I mean, I think I was on like this decent trajectory, but it went zoink, hockey stick.
That's how hockey sticks sound.
Zoink religious trajectory.
It went zoink as if I was back in St. Petersburg,
Back in the oval square.
where they make me play hockey for my food.
That's actually closer to Irish.
I'm ready to travel. He says, I'm every.
Let's do it.
I am every.
I got you.
He is the everyman.
Everyman Jeff.
Do you know what Schiefelbein means in Pangea? Schiefelbein. But it's just showing you like it's it's the universal language of the people.
Making these bold claims.
I know.
Like,
I love it.
Just like you have for the last 30 years, Jeff.
Bold.
Keep
I'm
it
not
up.
going to apologize for being bold.
No, keep it up. I
keep-
said keep it up.
Thank
keep
you.
doing you.
Thank you. Like, I fit in with everybody because everybody kind of squints at me. What do you say?
That does mean you're fitting in. Yeah. You've got that signal down.
Well, if they can't see you clearly, then you're probably closer to fitting in.
They like me. They like me, Mom.
Everybody goes like this, huh? That means they love me.
Feels like I'm at home. Feels like home
Jeff,
to
your
me.
sense of social cues is
Spot
interesting.
on.
Yeah.
It's like when people say you should go big or go bigger.
Yeah.
That's what I do.
Common saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no going home. I don't have a home. I'm one of the people. I'm a pilgrim.
You have my home.
I do.
Yeah.
We forgot to bring that up. Ding,
Literally.
ding, ding, ding.
There it is.
Yeah.
Play the bingo card.
Yeah.
Chris in the comments should be
I was
keeping
thinking
track.
about language and how we accidentally said that something was polish on one of these upcoming episodes. And then I
Yeah.
think Kolker is a Polish word for actor.
Well, it's well put together and clean, so yeah, it's polished.
Oh, yeah.
See what I did there?
I love it. Okay.
The eyebrows.
Here's a question for you. Maybe this will be the pitch, maybe the closing pitch here. First of all, how do people find you?
Well, they can find us on LinkedIn. Joseph Rodriguez.
There's none of those.
There's none of those.
Such
There's
a
only
common
32
name.
million in the whole world. But Vocatio
none
Travel,
that were-
vocatiotravel.com, I guess would be the main way.
Can you spell it for
So
everybody?
yes, so it's vocation with no N. So VOCATIO travel.com.
Nice.
Okay, show.
That's right.
Okay. Vocatio Travel.com. Now, I know that sometimes people build these pilgrimages and they're going with the likeness of Deacon Harold Burke Sivers or Father Pete.
The
Or,
likeness of him or actually him?
They process
We have large cardboard
of a living
cutouts.
person.
We have large cardboard cutouts of Deacon Harold Burke
Take
Sivers.
pictures.
Come with us.
Get your Deacon Harold Burke Sivers jersey for the
You too can look like you were on vacation with Deacon Harold Burke Sivers.
sipping
Does
a
not
cocktail
violate
on a
any
yacht.
NCAA rules for the NIL.
Oh my gosh.
and then sometimes you actually go with the people, right? They go on these pilgrimages. What? And I'm not signing up for anything just yet, but how many people do we need to get to say yes for it to make sense for the three of us to go on a BeatiDudes pilgrimage run by Vocatio?
Amazing. I think our usual minimum is about 12. Just
Not
because
hard.
if
There's
you're
at
doing
least 12 follow. Yeah, we got that.
So our parents,
I
and
think so.
then
Your grandmother?
We're
my
halfway there.
people we pay to come with us.
oh, this is getting expensive.
We're going to come up with enough money to pay for 12 people to go on pilgrimage. We're going to need to quad dog it in those rooms. 4 to a room.
It's a room dog.
Do
Double.
you room dog it on vacation when you're vacation with dudes?
I don't know what that means. I'm sorry. Can't answer that question.
Okay. I do room dog it. And I have been for a long time, but when I first started working with Nick, I told him we'd room dog it to save some money. And he's come around.
Oh, we room dog it often.
And then in Salt Lake City at Seek, me, Nick, Paul, and the Catholic gentleman, we quad dogged it.
All 4 of us shared a hotel room.
I figured that much, but I was
it's a double room dog.
But we're going to be in Rome. Me and John, you offered a Vespa, and I told him we're going to Vespa dog it. I'm going to sit in the handlebars facing backwards.
You're gonna be like
Why would it be
Dumb and
facing
Dumber.
backwards?
so I can cover our 6. I've never been to Rome.
Watch your 6. They always tell me to watch my 6.
How can he watch his noon if you're sitting up there?
You're gonna be sitting face to face, back to back.
What?
I'll be up on the handlebars, guys.
Yes, that's even worse.
Let's say that I do
We'll
some
get
sort of...
him a periscope to go around.
You know what? I feel like we need to maybe get you an Uber or drive you an
Uzi?
An Uzi. Wrong country.
Oh my gosh.
Amazing.
All right, so this is no joke. If we get 36 people to say that they're willing to pay full price for a Vocatio pilgrimage in 2026, we'll go. Hit us up in the comments. We're only looking for 36 of you to pay full price and then cover our cost too.
Well,
That's true. That's how it works.
So it's 36 plus. What were you going to say?
that's why he said 12. It's baked in, right?
Well, I'm doing it times 3 because there's 3 of us.
No, I know, but then
We're not Deacon Harold Burke. We're Sivers.
What was in your coffee? I want some of it.
One time I actually had a little bit of liquor in the coffee because somebody gave it to us from from his flight.
yeah.
It didn't help. Actually, probably made me more mellow. Okay, close us out here. Do you know how we close out?
I don't.
It's all about the Eucharist up in here. And that's where we're going to see everybody. But before we say that, we say really cool, catchy stuff like...
We will see you on the next pilgrimage with Vocatio, and for the rest of you, we will
See you in the Eucharist.
God bless.
Thanks for tuning in. If you'd like to join us at our undersized table, subscribe to the video version of the show on YouTube by typing @ that's the symbol @, so shift and 2 on your keyboard, @ the _ BeatiDudes on YouTube. We'll see you there.